All right, guys, it's been a couple of weeks. Tough day today. Ended up finding out that we lost Ryne Sandberg. Just, unbelievable. I woke up to the news kind of shocked because I had thought I read somewhere, and a friend of mine confirmed it, that it was in remission, and apparently it wasn't, and it came back, and um, you know, obviously it's terrible. What I do want to acknowledge is that I watched a lot of Ryne Sandberg growing up as a kid. He was right in his prime when I thought baseball was just pure magic. And I still do today, but when you're in that like 10 to 13-year-old range, it there's nothing like it. It's a feeling that I think helps us, or we're kind of guided to cards because it reminds us of that time. And what I wanted to acknowledge is how great Sandberg was to the fans. So he, for a small donation, would sign cards and memorabilia. I think it was like $10, and maybe rookie cards were $20 at some point, but and he did it all the way up until the end. I mean, my buddy just got back some Sandberg stuff, like I think a couple weeks ago. And so I just think that it was great that he was doing it for charity. And I also think it was great that he provided, a piece of himself, to the fans. So my hat's off to Sandberg. You'll be sorely missed. And I have a card that I want to show, that I'll show in a second, but I also want to address Dave Parker getting to Hall of Fame, another guy that we lost, who was, again, I caught him watching him from like 86, 80, 85, 86, when he was with the Reds, and then eventually with those great A's teams in the late 80s for a couple seasons. And I really enjoyed watching him play. And I actually have a little mini Cobra autographed collection that I will share with you guys. But, bittersweet. I know that he had been battling Parkinson's for over a decade, and at least he knew that he was going to get the Hall of Fame. Hopefully, with this, and I know there's a lot of players and people who were pissed that they should have had him in a long time ago, and he should have been able to give a speech. And I think that it's important to address that, and hopefully it gets corrected, where guys that should be in, get in and get their flowers. So, but congrats to Dave Parker. I haven't watched his son's speech yet. I want to kind of, when I have time, just sit down and just take it in and be able to enjoy what I'm looking at, as opposed to just rush. So, rest in peace, Dave Parker, Ryne Sandberg. You guys were always just, favorite guys to watch, growing up. And even with Dave Parker, I mean, I remember one of my first vintage cards that technically wasn't vintage at the time. I remember trading 89 Topps Greg Jeffries, who was hotter than anything, for a 78 Topps Dave Parker with the All-Star emblem on it. And I'll never forget that. And it was like one of my first cards from the 70s. So, I guess the other thing that we could kind of take away is that, both guys, they had their battles with Parkinson's and cancer, and rest in peace to them. So, anyways, let's take a look at some of these cards I'd like to share, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, I'm going to start off with Dave Parker. And I thought I had a Pirates pack pulled autograph of like Greats of the Game or something. I probably do. I just couldn't find it. But being that, as you guys know, I'm a huge A's and Reds fan, it just works so perfect that he played for both teams, and he's just got such great looking cards. So a while back, I picked up this in-person 84 Topps Traded, his very first Reds card. It is not certified, but I know his signature very well, and I know it's good. But I just thought that was really cool. And then I have an 87 Topps All-Star. Look how great he looks. I mean, And for those of you who watch the Hall of Fame, I mean, his son is a spitting image, you know, and I saw in an interview that he was able to wear his earring and everything. I just thought that was such a great way to honor, you know, his dad. Very cool card. Always loved the 87 All-Stars. And then I have, now this is a pack pulled autograph. This is an 88 Topps Traded Archives, and it's numbered out of 6. So we have that there. I was looking for this card forever. I had 88 Topps signed Dave Parker forever on my watch list. And a couple of these kind of ended up coming up at some point. I won 2 of them. So I do have another one that's out of the 6. But I just thought that was really cool. And then this is an in-person autograph as well, but this has got a 8. So this is the year they won the World Series. So here's an 89 Topps. And I mean, that's how I remember him the most, you know, is with this team. And yeah, I think he had like 22 home runs that 89 year and had a really solid batting average. I think it was like in the 280s or something like that. And just a great addition and a leader to that team. And as you can see there, it's inscribed 89 WSC, World Series champs. And so we have that. And then literally about 6 weeks ago, a couple weeks before Parker had passed, I had picked up this Donruss. This was on auction. It was a Donruss Recollection Auto buyback. And this one is numbered out of 34, number 8 of 34. So very excited to have that because, again, it's one of those cards that was, you know, it's that championship year. And so that is my Dave Parker in person, or well, my autograph collection of Dave Parker. I do have some other single cards of his, but you know, I remember him the most. I know he was a beast with the Pirates, so there's no denying that, no question, and that's a big part of why he got into the Hall of Fame. But these are the years that I remember him playing, so I figured I'd share that with you, and we'll get into the other card. Okay, so we cleaned the board here, and I just wanted to share. It's actually my only Ryne Sandberg autograph, but it's a cool one. So 83 Topps Ryne Sandberg with 3 inscriptions: NL MVP 1984, 10-time All-Star, and Hall of Fame 2005. Is got a mid-9 auto grade. That doesn't matter at this point. I just love you know, cards with several inscriptions on them, and you know, this is obviously going to be cherished for me for a long time. I really enjoyed watching him play. I don't think I brought this up, but Andre Dawson was my favorite player growing up, so I think I was getting into that, and so I watched a lot of Cubs games. But we also know, too, that Ryne Sandberg is part of the big 3 of the 1983 rookies. So I just wanted to share my Wade Boggs Hall of Fame 05, 3,010 hits. A couple inscriptions there of the Chicken Man. Very, very cool. Oh, we don't want you to slide down. And then last and not least, you know, 83 Topps Tony Gwynn. Rest in peace to him. We lost him way too soon as well. It's got an autograph grade of 10. And, you know, I just love these cards. I mean, they're just, you know, it's comfort food, right? So, anyways, those are my 83 Topps rookie signed card collection. I guess I could probably throw Willie McGee in there, you know, at some point, because I really enjoyed watching him as well. And, you know, we'll probably do so at some point, but anyways, guys, I just want to say thanks for hanging out. Had to make this kind of quick. I'm going to try to get up my Hall of Fame collection. No, sorry. I'm going to try and get up my national collection, which is national memorabilia. So we'll do that possibly tomorrow, since I'm going to be home in the office, and I'll try to get that up for you tomorrow night. Thank you guys very much. And again, rest in peace, Ryne Sandberg. Rest in peace, Dave Parker and Tony Gwynn.